Nani is what the kanji for carry is made of, and also grass. But why? When I was researching this topic, there were a lot of interesting stories. Like, for example, when you look at the shape of this kanji, there's a person and there's the kanji for ka, which if you look really carefully, looks like someone holding a tool, like an axe on their shoulder and walking around town. And obviously, if you look at someone like that in town, you'd be like, Nani? Doko ni itteru no? A lot of questions, right? There's another version of the story that says it's not a literal axe, but something more metaphorical, because when someone has a burden or responsibility, then they're usually questioned for everything they do. These work just fine as mnemonics, but that's it, they're just mnemonics. They're completely baseless and probably all made up. To understand what's actually going on, we're gonna have to look at ancient Chinese writing. So it all started with pictures, right? Like this one. This is called the oracle bone script because it was written on bone. These were interpreted as someone carrying some kind of load on their shoulder. So far, so good. Eventually, that was standardized into this. This is called the seal script. By now, it's starting to look a lot like the nani that we're familiar with, but it still means to carry a load. The question that arises here is, why did they choose ka? Because this means can, may, or possible, and it has nothing to do with carry or even what. The reason is simple. It was just a phonetic component. They only used it for the sound. The thing is, we're talking way back. In China, they already had a spoken word for carrying a load, and it sounded a lot like ka, so that's what they picked. Now the problem was, there was another word that sounded a lot like ka, and this was the word for what, why, how, etc. So what they did was, instead of making a completely new word that sounded the same, they were like, why not just reuse what we made the other day? Apparently this was quite common for abstract words, and it's called the phonetic loan. So for a while, this kanji was doing double duty. It meant to carry, and it also meant what, why, how. But in reality, when you write a language, question words are way more common than describing someone carrying a literal load. So people started seeing this kanji as meaning what, why, how, more than carrying a load. So where did this one come from? This kanji already existed, but as lotus. But it was also used in words that meant shouldering a load or carrying a burden. So carry shifted into meaning what, why, how, and lotus got a new role of also meaning carry. As far as I understand, by the time the script reached Japan, the split was already established, and we saw this kanji as nani and this kanji as carry. Sometimes there is no convenient story.